God allowed those men
because God is a wicked.
The word is lies.
In the words of the
street, they so choose not to.
In the words of the street,
in peace.
If God ass ever get locked up,
take them as
they gonna tear his ass up.
It is not
God, if God ever get locked up, brother, and then they tell the people why God in jail because of rape, they gonna tear God ass up, brother. They gonna tear his ass up.
Son, let me make a
All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. This is going to be a quick video, man. Right, you just heard what this guy here said. This guy, Sarnetta, man. Right, and I find it fascinating how this guy is so obsessed with the scriptures, right? And then how he has an understanding of certain laws in the Bible, right? Because he's been watching Great Millstone, really. That's why he's got such an understanding of certain scriptures, and he uses certain scriptures as a filtering process. Yahweh's used him, I believe, man, to use certain scriptures as a filtering process to find out who's prepared to really talk about Yahweh as for what it really is, and for the way how Yahweh judges things for real, right? And you've got these wicked Christians on here and these liars, some of these lying Israelites, right, that they are scared to speak about God's laws with honesty because they're embarrassed and they're scared of how this world is going to treat them, man. But when you ask the question on God's laws, you're not supposed to lie. Right now, this guy, Sarnetta, he's actually you heard all the things that he said, and I'm not going to repeat the things he said, man, right? But it shows that men can be easily blinded, man, because you can understand all of these things. You can understand that God makes the good and the evil, right? You can understand God's law regarding grape. You can understand that God produces lying spirits, and you can understand all these things and still be a scoffer at the end of it all, right? You can understand that Christians are lying about what's written in the Bible, right? You can understand that the Hebrew Israelites are speaking about what's in the Bible for real, because if he said it before out of his mouth. He said, Great Millstone are the realist teachers of the Bible, and they're the best teachers of the scriptures. He said it before, right? He said it before, man. And that's why he rarely even mentions Great Millstone really ever. He rarely even ever mentioned them. But when Apostle Tahar's name comes up, he never says a bad thing about him, right? He never said a bad thing about the apostles of Great Millstone when they get mentioned up, and he always lets it be known that he knows that they're the real teachers of the Bible versus any of these other people whenever the comparison is having to be made. Yet for all that, he's still a scoffer, right? And he still doesn't have the fear of the Lord, even though he's heard all of these things and he knows certain and has an understanding of certain of these laws, right? And he was there in the conversation that took place between Polite and the apostles, right? He was there, right? And yet still now, 10 years later, maybe even more or a bit less, he's still talking about the same thing over and over again, but now he's talking about it in a different way. But it took him 10 years to even understand that law was what it says it is, man. And now that he uses that law as a thing to try and scoff and be like, oh, I see. And then he even has the nerve to say that the Most High is using him to bring out the real truth of the Bible, but that's the only thing that he ever wants to talk about. He doesn't talk about how we're going to get revenge on our enemies using the Bible. He doesn't talk about what the new covenant is using the Bible. He doesn't talk about how the Bible prophesies that there's going to be a time where there's no more war using the Bible. He doesn't prophesy how we're promised a kingdom using the Bible. He doesn't really believe in the Bible. He just uses it to try and make money ultimately, right? But God is not mocked. And what a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So this guy is probably going to get judged worse than Polite, man. And I'm going to end the video there. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.